Welcome to the War in the Pacific, where it is the 3rd of March, 1942, in the Wirraway versus Encircled play-by-mail campaign. We have looks like one of our submarines ran across convoy on its way to the Hawaiian Islands. And Otto ran across some of our local minesweepers on their way to sweep mines at Bougainville. Oh, interesting. So he sent some destroyers to intercept our invasion task force towards Jaffna. These look like two modern British destroyers. And looks like they got the jump on us here. See how bad this is. Torpedo hit to Ice A. Tayo was hit on fire. It's like we spotted each other at the same time, but obviously the destroyers were much faster. Already a potentially challenging circumstance on Ceylon gets more so. It's like an allied counter invasion. Was in SOPAC, not really an area of concern. I-123. Looks like it's gonna send Scottish Chief to the bottom. Yes. Snapper gets a shot at one of our big transports. But is unable to put a working torpedo into her. Enemy submarines operating off Suva. Oscar sweeps, looking to see if any Chinese want to come out and play today. They do not. U.S. Air Force in the Philippines doesn't come out and play. So Sally's hit the Chinese core here where we want to make bridgehead. Establishing that bridgehead will involve losses, but it's got to be done. Airfield suppression of Lazio. More airfield suppression to make fort building difficult at Lazio. Got some hurricanes up. We anticipated this a bit better. So we've got some decent escorts. Destroyers are difficult to hit. Lost, at least according to this one, escorting 0 to Hurricane Tropics with no hits on those destroyers, at least in this phase. Might get another shot at them. Looks like he's building up in Cook Islands. No real surprise. Just trying to destroy those units at Magway so we can flip it without endangering the oil. No need to rush. This time, the Val drivers are more successful. Three 500-pound bombs. Probably that's the end of those two destroyers. One sinks. Okay, our landings at Jaffna. So while those two destroyers certainly made things difficult, we were able to get our initial landings in. Delivered attack at Lasho. First Burma division down to about regiment size. Decent first attack. 2-1. Fort's down to 1. Losses definitely favor our side. So unless he is able to reinforce Lasho, it will fall relatively soon. It's good. Let's see what he's got at Urumqi. It's got a decent force there, so that won't go quickly. So the 11th Division arrived in time. Paratroopers doing some dot base cleanup around Fiji. We'll speed through the end of the turn. Some modest reinforcements. Let's take a look at that. Aircraft losses today. Yeah, looks like they lost 8 Hurricanes. Wow. We lost a couple zeros, a couple Oscars to ops. No strike aircraft from our carriers. That's good. Not that the looking at ship sunk makes all that big a difference. The Scottish Chief we know went down, and pretty sure those two in class British destroyers also sank. Though potentially they disbanded and made it into port at Madras. Possible. Uh, though they were pretty badly damaged, and we did get the sinking sound. So I think we'd be pretty confident they are gone. Now, he clearly was somewhat prepared for our move on Ceylon and even anticipated our landing point. We were able to get our first echelon there, and the base is lightly defended. So there's still the option of trying to force our way in with our second echelon, but tricky since he's prepared. So we'll have to judge his response with only uh, with two heavy carriers and two light carriers, um, and with the losses we've suffered to strike aircraft and are trying to replace them as rapidly as possible. We're not really in a position to tangle with. Uh, let's see, we're in the middle of March, so certainly it could be two or three American carriers. We haven't seen his carriers, maybe at least that many, um, and potentially even an armored deck uh, British carrier, which would be more than we can handle. So we'll have to see, um, since we didn't appear to catch him by surprise. In India, you can see our lead elements have arrived and are unpacking and beginning to advance towards Nagpur. So Lasho is likely to fall within a week or so, depending on how things go. That's good. In China, we're just about ready to make a bridgehead crossing here with three divisions. Yep, they will cross next turn. Uh, and three divisions in the stacking limit, 40,000. Uh, even with significant losses, we'll still have the raw, one-third raw AV to have that bridgehead across the river. Ready, I think, to attack Rumchi. See how we're doing. It's a little low on supply, but not certainly getting close. No reason to rush that. Ready to attack at Luchao in the south. So the situation that Clark has been stabilized, so we can concentrate on taking Manila. Set the conditions for our second to last phase of taking Miri, Pirakan, Balikpapan. We'll leave Samarinda for last, but we have to grab these dot bases first, just to they're not bases, but undefended bases, um, to avoid giving him a chance if they have supply and they can create a valid supply route, giving him a chance to retreat to some of these areas. Let's check the South Pacific. We're just about ready to move on Viveu. 21st mix is just about ready. 4th, 65th aren't going to be going anywhere soon, but the 144th is ready. So, uh, given what he has here, which is just a base force engineers, got enough combat power. Looks like he's going to try to grab Niue. It's fine. We can always take it back anytime we want. So it's like uh, potentially pretty large buildup. And I had two Keiki. That's another hard one in the Cook Islands. Yeah, nothing currently cited of Pearl. Supply to our forces in the Aleutians. Envoys returning to Tokyo to bring in more troops into the Philippines eventually, as we sort of rotate out uh, the veteran units and rotate in the green units over time. But first, we have to take Manila. Okay, well, uh, potentially a debacle on Ceylon. Uh, we'll see how effective his response is. Um, let's just check while we're here to see the damage. What can be done here? Subchaser, CH9. Uh, she can only make 5 knots, so any response is going to catch her. Need to get damaged Tayo out, Ise out. They can both still make 17, 18 knots. And we need to get some of this supply offloaded. So it's a difficult situation. Definitely didn't configure this lead echelon for any sort of significant resistance, which was a mistake. It, well, so far just 2 destroyers, but uh, his his anticipation of my landing location leaves me concerned that that won't be the extent of the challenge. And I don't have enough force to fight off something really significant. So, hmm, don't like the way this is going. I probably should have just called off the operation uh, when Zuikaku and Shokaku's strike aircraft got creamed over Bezwada. Okay. Anyway, I look forward to our next chance to talk.